Yum. Oh, that looks good. Oh, hello! Welcome back to our science lab. Well, we've got some amazing experiments for you today. And they're all using dish soap. First, I'm doing this really cool magic color experiment. I've added some milk. Now I'm going to add some food coloring. So come on in and check it out. Alright, before we get to our awesome main event for our science experiment, we're going to do some magic milk with awesome colors. I've just added some milk and some yellow food coloring. We're going to add a few more colors. And then after we're done this, we're going to get to our main event. It's going to be an awesome tornado in a jar. Now that I have my colors here, the true magic happens when we add our dish soap. So here's my little bit of dish soap. I'm going to put the camera right on our milk experiment. I'm going to use a Q-tip and dip it into our dish soap. And here we go. Watch the colors explore the milk. It explores from one end to the other. Now it only tends to work once, but you can still see when I dip it in, it does little swirls. But it won't go super crazy like it did before. Let's see if we can have another effect. Usually it's one and done. So it does little splatters. If you see the little splatters of color, shoots off little bubbles. That is pretty cool. Alright, let's get to our main experiment. Are you guys ready? I am. Let's go. Hey guys, are you ready for an amazing experiment? Today we're going to make a tornado in a jar. I mean, that just sounds amazing. For this experiment, you'll need a clear glass jar. It's better if it's round. The mason jars are a little bit square. I'm just using a pickle jar because it's completely round. The square ones will work too. It's just harder to get the good effect of a tornado. You need a cover that fits tightly on your jar. You need some water. Tap water will work perfect. You need some dish soap. You need some glitter. I'm using fine glitter, but the thicker glitter works good too. It's just fine glitter seems to work a little bit better in the tornado. You need a spoon. You need some vinegar. Now this is optional. I just heard it makes a better vortex when you add a little bit of vinegar. So we're going to try it with vinegar. And of course, you need a magnifying glass because everything is better when it's bigger. Alright, grab your supplies, get a nice clean area, and make sure you grab a parent because you need a parent too. Anytime we do science, a parent is a must. Alright, you're going to want to grab your jar. You're going to want to fill it with water. Not all the way, but about 3/4, maybe a little bit more. That should be good. Alright, now that we have our jar full of water, come on in for a closer look as we add the rest of the ingredients. I cannot wait. Alright, you're going to want to take some dish soap. You only want to add one little squirt. If you add too much dish soap, it'll just be too bubbly, you won't get to see the vortex. Just a little drop. Next, if you're adding vinegar, add a teaspoon of it now. Again, this is optional, you don't have to. And then add a bit of glitter. All right. You're going to take your cover and you're going to twist it on nice and tight. All right, are you ready? We're going to mix it. And after we stop mixing and we stop, if you look inside, you should see the vortex. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Whoa, look at that vortex. You can see it swirling the glitter around. Let's get a closer look. All right, let's swirl it to get a closer look. Watch that tornado. Whoa, it's huge and amazing. You can see the top of the tornado and then the little tail. Let's do it again because this is amazing. Look at it go. Guys, you just did an impossible thing. You made a tornado in a jar. One more time. Now, of course, as a scientist, we must always ask the question, what else? What else can we do? Let's open up our jar, add a bit of blue food coloring, and see if this does anything different. Maybe we can see our tornado just a little bit clearer. All right, ooh, look at it in there. Isn't it cool how it is at the top and it's slowly making its way down? It kind of looks like it's raining in the jar. You know, tornadoes come from big storms. Well, here's our big storm. Let's get a tornado. Wow, the tornado is even easier to see when we add food coloring. It is amazing. Let's do it again. Wow. All right, we made our amazing tornado in a jar. We added food coloring to see what would happen to our tornado. We found out it's a lot easier to see when you have color. All right, for this next activity, we're going to ask the question again, what if? I'm going to get my magnifying glass ready because everything is better when it's bigger. I have 3 items. A pom-pom, a piece of foam, it's a star, and a bean. We made our tornado in a jar. We asked, what if we add food coloring? Now I want to know, what if I add these 3 items in my jar? What will happen? Let's find out. You're going to open your jar, and you can use any items you find around the house. You want to make sure that they're light enough. I'm going to throw those in. 1 of them sinks, and 2 of them float. All right, back her up a little bit. Make sure your cover's on really tight. Ooh, the pom-pom got some water in it now. It's sunk. Now we only have 1 floating. And shake her up. Look at the objects. They're swirling around just like the tornado. Just like how a real tornado can pick up objects and swirl it around, our tornado in a jar does the exact same thing. Wow, we made a powerful vortex. Let's give it a swirl. I am going to check this out. Amazing! This is the coolest experiment. I can't believe it. This was such a cool experiment. But, you know, every time I do an experiment, I wonder, how does it work? Well, you know where we get our answers from here on the Science Lab. We ask our trusty answer book. We made an amazing tornado in a jar. But why does this happen? Let's read all about it. What is a tornado? A tornado is a type of storm in which powerful rotating winds from a column which reaches from a cloud down towards the ground. The winds of a tornado are the strongest on Earth. That's why it can blow things around, just like our jar blew around our items. Such violent winds can flatten buildings and whip heavy objects such as cars into the air. However, most tornadoes are short-lived and do not cause much damage. Water droplets in the air make the whirling winds of a tornado visible. Just like when we added our blue food coloring, our tornado got a lot more visible because we were able to add color and see it. The visible column is called a funnel cloud. A funnel cloud may be shaped like a cone, a pillar, or a tube. So when we shake our jar, that part at the top is the funnel cloud. I didn't know that. Tornadoes typically last only 2 to 3 minutes. Strong tornadoes can last 15 minutes or longer. If a tornado is near, people should take shelter in sturdy buildings. Basements and rooms without windows are the safest places. Mobile homes, cars do not offer enough protection. If caught outside, a person should stay close to the ground, preferably in a ditch. So if you see a tornado, run and take shelter. Wow, that really tells me a lot about tornadoes, and that when we shake our jar, the funnel cloud moves our objects. But I still don't understand how it happens in our jar. What's happening? As you twist the jar, the water inside up against the glass is pulled due to its friction against the glass walls. So when we move it, the friction is pulling the water. The fluid towards the inside takes longer to get moving, but eventually both the glass jar and the fluid are spinning as you rotate the bottle. When you stop rotating the jar, the fluid inside keeps spinning. A mini twister can be seen for just a few seconds when the outer fluid slows down and the inner fluids continue to spin rapidly. So, when we spin our jar around, the water on the outside already starts spinning, but the water on the inside in the middle takes longer to react. So when we stop spinning the jar, the outside stops spinning, but the inside still has the vortex going. And that's how we get a tornado. When you spin the water in the jar, it creates a vortex in the center. As the water spins, centripetal forces cause the water to spin around that vortex, making a mini tornado. Did you know hurricanes have a vortex too? I didn't know that. It is amazing what you can learn with science. It literally makes our world go round, just like a tornado goes around and around. Tune in next week. I hope you had an amazing time. I can't wait to see what we experiment on next. Science is truly amazing.